if something should happen to her, can she come to you as her dad now? Because she's seen that you basically brushed her off.
But she,
you know, and again, we've said at this table every day, sexual assault is not political.
No.
It doesn't care about your politics. A Democrat can be sexually assaulted, an independent can be sexually assaulted, a Republican can be sexually assaulted, and you would think we'd want to protect them.
And listen, a lot of times, and I don't want to cast aspersions on the entire Republican Party, but a lot of Republicans I've noticed over the years, they only vote in that direction, the correct direction, in my opinion, when it happens to them. I was thinking of Nancy Reagan, who all of a sudden
Couldn't you say that about both, though? I mean, how many Democrats rallied around Bill Clinton during those years?
Well, that's something different. I'm not talking exactly
No,
about
I'm just
that.
saying, in general, politics, it's politics, and you support the people that favor.
But once Ronnie Reagan got Alzheimer's, she was pro-stem cell research. Before that, there was not a word about stem cell research. I'm just saying they wait until it happens to them, and then they do the right thing.
Show true.
This is different.
To show true empathy.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Later, away from it all. Why more people are going on vacation all by themselves. Could the co-host handle traveling solo? Where's the...
You're watching ABC On Demand.
It's your midweek motivation, because The View is live. Trump wrecks Ford. The president mocks Christine Blasey Ford's sexual assault allegations against Brett Kavanaugh at last night's rally.
Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know.
But why did he say this last week?
Certainly she was a very credible witness.
Plus, TV's top tiger mom from Fresh Off the Boat, Constance Wu, on starring in record-shattering rom-com Crazy Rich Asians. And astrophysicist all-star Neil deGrasse Tyson weighs in on everything from Trump's Space Force to his cameo on The Big Bang Theory.
Remember, I'm the guy who kicked Pluto out of the solar system.
The House of Hot Topics is in session with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Seems like the guy in the White House had a sudden change of heart. Here's what he said last week after Dr. Christine Blasey Ford testified that she was sexually assaulted by Brett Kavanaugh. We'll take a look.
I thought her testimony was very compelling, and she looks like a very fine woman to me. But certainly she was a very credible witness.
And yet he sang a very different tune at a rally in Mississippi last night. Check this out.
36 years ago, this happened. I had one beer. Right? I had one beer. Well, you think it was... Nope, it was one beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. Where is the place? I don't remember. How many years ago was it? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. He also said it's a very scary time for men who are presumed guilty before claims are investigated. But isn't he doing the same thing to her by already deciding that she's not telling the truth?
Oh, you're asking for consistency in this matter?
No, I'm just,
It's
I'm just posing a
impossible.
question.
Yeah, I know, but there's no consistency in anything that he does. And he seems to play to one audience, and then when he gets his fans there all juiced up, he likes that. He gets excited.
Yeah, he knows exactly
Yeah.
who he's speaking to. I just saw a recent poll, NPR, PBS, Marist poll, that shows that 54% of Republicans said that they would support Kavanaugh, even if it turned out that the sexual assault accusations against him are true. And so you know that he's probably getting this information, and he knows that audience. And you saw their reaction. I mean, they were cheering that
Yes.
on. I think the best thing he could do is just stay silent through this. I said that last week, because I don't think he helps Senate Republicans either. But ultimately, where does this go? If it were to happen today, the vote, I think they would probably have them, unless something big comes out of this FBI
Listen, they've
investigation.
said already they're pushing him through.
Yeah.
But I will say this to every woman who was in that audience last night. I hope nothing ever terrible happens to you or your daughters.
Yeah.
Because basically, what is being said is, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care.
Especially since he at first said he found her so credible, and then all of a sudden, you know, he attacks her. I will say, Abby, what I thought was interesting was in a Quinnipiac, I can never say that, national poll, 48% of American voters say that the Senate should not confirm Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, and a majority of American voters believe Ford. So that's
But
a very
the problem is-
dangerous position, I think, that Trump is taking, because he's going to his base, maybe he's going to Republicans, but we know that the midterms are just, you know, a couple of days away.
But remember, he defended.
and people may then vote. The independents, I think, may
But these
vote
senators
Democratic
are not
because of
looking
this.
at a general, they're not looking at a poll based off of what the American people in general think. They're looking at their state, and they're looking at their district. So if you're like a Heidi Heitkamp in North Dakota or a Joe Manchin in West Virginia, Democrats that are running in red states, that the majority in recent polls want Kavanaugh to be confirmed, they're in a position where if they want to win, they're likely going to have to vote.
Even if they believe Ford.
That's
which is-
politics
which
today. This is the
shocking
world
to
we're
me.
all living in, right?
There's no morality left. People just vote in their political interests.
Yeah.
Well, it's, people have always voted in their political interests, but this idea that says to half the population, it doesn't matter if this happened to you. And as a matter of fact, we're going to laugh if it did, because there's a lot of laughter. But remember what Dr. Ford said, the things she remembered
The left.
Yes.
was how they laughed at her.
Yeah.
So go ahead and keep pouring salt into this wound, because women may shock you behind. Remember what happened in Alabama? Everybody said, "Oh yes, we're going with Roy Moore. We believe in him." And blah, and what happened?
Yeah, I think
It was not
But
voted in.
let's not forget that Donald Trump endorsed Roy Moore.
Yes.
So, and also he has all these 16 accusers on his back. So he's of course got to discredit the females, because it's about him.
But isn't it
ultimately
also-
everything's about him.
Isn't it
dangerous,
also-
though. He's going to lose the female vote. I agree with Whoopi. I mean,
I think he
that's
should
a
be
very
careful.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
He
a
should've lost
lot
a
of
long
people
time
said that he would lose the vote in 2016, and a lot of women came out.
Yes,
and
because
Hillary didn't.
everybody thought they would be able to control him.
Yeah.
But the control here is not so much about him. This is about how this is going to affect women. Because when we say come out, and tell us what's going on, and this is what the head of the country does, why are we surprised that men are treating this like it's nothing?
you know,
Because
it's
there's,
true.
there's no... He has helped to create this idea that men and women now, we're fighting male and female now.
And isn't it also unfair, though, to come out and call Kavanaugh a gang rapist and a monster and an
Who's
evil
calling him that?
person? He's been called every name in the book.
Legitimate outlets are
Yes,
calling him
I
that?
even think
Who?
a Democratic senator called him evil or a monster or one of those
But he
things.
didn't call him a rapist.
Oh, I think he's been called a gang rapist. I just turn on the television.
Well,
I hear it all over the
you
place.
need to source that if that's going to be an
I haven't
accusation
heard that.
against a real, outlet.
I haven't heard
I
that.
think there have been things thrown from both sides if you turn on the TV, and I
This
think
is,
that
but this is not about both sides. This is about women and all the
sex
stuff
assault.
that we have been dealing with. You're talking about, whether it's your choice or my choice, whether it's sexual assault. If, in fact, we spent years saying, listen, we want to make sure that if we're putting somebody away, it's the right person. That's why we've been encouraging women to come out as soon as they are able to do it.
People in this country need to look in the mirror now and say to themselves, I mean, I have been watching this sexual abuse thing at the Catholic Church and now this continuously. These kids come out and they report it and nothing happens to the priest. As a matter of fact, they ship them off to another church. Now this woman comes out, nobody believes them. The President of the United States goes on the air and makes fun of her. This is the world that we all live in. So every single one of us who have a moral compass have to speak up and also snitch on people who are doing these bad things. And listen to children and listen to women and stop ignoring these type of accusations.
I really think this is going to come back to bite him. I interviewed 7 teenagers yesterday. There's going to be a special report on Nightline tonight, my report. And I asked these teenagers how they felt. And they said unanimously that they believed Dr. Ford. They did not believe Kavanaugh. And one girl, Zoe, she's 15. I said, well, what he did or may have not done when he was, 17 years old, should that shade this appointment? And she said, I want to get her right. She said, it's a lifetime appointment. That means his entire life should be reviewed. And I thought that was from a 15-year-old girl.
I also like how they say this whole thing is ruining his life without any thought that the so-called, the alleged assault ruined her life.
Yes.
Okay.
And
there's no conversation.
I know we got to go. I saw a cartoon in a paper that was hitting on his daughters praying for Dr. Ford. I'm telling you, it's just ugly. It's ugly out there for everybody.
We'll be back.
Later, Trump tax fraud? The New York Times bombshell story claiming his family hid hundreds of millions of dollars. Did his own sister spark this investigation? Where's the one place strong women come to voice their view? Tell them.
See you on The View.
I'll see you on The View.
See you on The View.
See you on The View.
And Monday, Megan's back on The View on ABC.
Here she is.
From the first loving touch, everything that touches your baby should be this comforting. Pampers Swaddlers, the #1 choice of hospitals, is 2 times softer and wraps your baby in our most premium protection. So every touch is as comforting as the first. Pampers, the #1 choice of hospitals, nurses, and parents.
I really look forward to getting mine every month.
It's so heavy, I cried.
I'd invite you up, but I just got my book of the month. Book of the month. Choose from 5 new books and get your favorite delivered to you monthly.
You're an original, and your eyes have the power to speak volumes with Voluminous Original Mascara from L'Oreal, now in deep burgundy. The original brush separates every lash, builds 5 times the volume. America's #1 mascara, Voluminous Original from L'Oreal Paris. Carla is living with metastatic breast cancer, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of her body. She's also taking prescription Ibrance with an aromatase inhibitor, which is for postmenopausal women with hormone receptor positive, HER2 negative metastatic breast cancer as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ibrance plus letrozole was significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus letrozole. Patients taking Ibrance can develop low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infections that can lead to death. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite. Carla calls it her new normal because a lot has changed, but a lot hasn't. Ask your doctor about Ibrance, the #1 prescribed FDA-approved oral combination treatment for HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC.
Meet Duo, a stylish sofa by Lazy Boy. And it's not just great looking, it reclines. Surprised?
I was.
Discover Duo by Lazy Boy. Live life comfortably.
Oui, it's so thick and creamy, it can stay upside down. Oui, the French-style yogurt.
New Like You by Yoplait. 40% less sugar than the leading Greek yogurt and packed with protein. Now that's smart.
You're made of trillions of cells. They work together doing important stuff. The hitch? Like you, your cells get hungry. Feed them with Centrum micronutrients. Restoring your awesome daily. Centrum. Feed your cells.
Oats seem pretty simple, right? They're actually kind of extraordinary. See, oats contain a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Beta what? Stay with me here. This is where it gets interesting.